Every carton of milk promises goodness. They call it natural, wholesome, essential. But reality reveals that more than half the milk sold as healthy might be doing more harm than good. From your standard whole milk to pricey plant drinks, many are packed with hidden problems. This isn't just about fat. It's about what's secretly sabotaging your health in every single sip. The truth starts now. It's a simple question. Which milk is best for you? But walk down the dairy aisle and things get confusing fast. You've got your classic cow's milk in every form imaginable. Whole, skim, 2%. And right next to it, there's a growing wall of plant-based milks like oat, soy, and almond. Each one has a label that screams healthy. But the reality is, many of these are anything but. For a huge number of people, regular dairy is a digestive nightmare. And many of those so-called healthy plant milks are often just sugar water, loaded with oils and additives you don't need. So today, we're cutting through the noise. We're going to break down the most common milks one by one. We'll expose the marketing myths, look at what's really inside, and show you which ones to avoid at all costs. Let's get started. Number 1. Full cream milk. This is the classic choice, but it's often seen as the high-fat option to avoid. The surprise? Whole milk is actually only about 3.25% milk fat, less than many people think. A single 8-ounce glass contains about 150 calories and 8 grams of fat. But on the flip side, it also delivers 8 grams of high-quality protein with all the essential amino acids your body needs. It's naturally packed with calcium and phosphorus, which are crucial for bone health. While the saturated fat has been a concern for decades, our understanding is changing. Full cream milk can be a very nutrient-dense food, as long as it fits within your daily calorie goals. But what happens when manufacturers start stripping that fat away? That's where things get complicated. Number 2, skim milk. This is what you get when nearly all of that natural fat is spun out. Skim milk is almost completely fat-free, which drops the calories in a glass from 150 down to just 80. A lot of people think it's just watered-down milk, but that's not actually true. It still has the same 8 grams of high-quality protein and key nutrients like calcium. But here's the catch. When you remove the fat, you also remove the fat-soluble vitamins A and D. That's why manufacturers have to add them back in. Without the fat, it's also far less filling, which can leave you feeling hungry sooner. But if removing dairy fat causes issues, what about the milks that never had it to begin with? Number 3, goat milk. For a lot of people who have trouble with regular cow's milk, this is a popular alternative. On the surface, it seems pretty similar. Goat milk actually has a few more calories and a little more fat and protein than whole cow's milk. But the real difference is in the micronutrients. It packs in significantly more calcium and phosphorus, which are key for strong bones. Many people also say it's just easier for them to digest. One reason might be that it has slightly less lactose, which is the natural dairy sugar that causes issues for so many. But for those who want to avoid animal products altogether, the options get even more complicated. Number 4, a 2 milk. This one looks and tastes just like regular milk, but it comes with a big promise for people who struggle with dairy. Here's the deal. Most cow's milk has 2 main types of protein called A1 and A2. The big claim behind A2 milk is that the A1 protein is what causes bloating, stomach pain, and discomfort for a lot of people. So this milk comes from cows that naturally only produce the A2 protein. For some, it's a complete game changer, letting them drink real dairy again without those nasty side effects. But remember, it still contains lactose. But if you're avoiding dairy entirely, our next option is probably already in your fridge. Number 5, unpasteurized milk. Also known as raw milk, this is milk that comes straight from the cow, skipping the heating process that kills off harmful bacteria. Some people believe it's a more natural and healthier option. But major health organizations like the FDA and the CDC have issued serious warnings against it. They say raw milk can carry dangerous disease-causing germs. The risk is considered so real, it's actually illegal to transport unpasteurized milk across state lines. Officials are especially clear that children, pregnant women, and the elderly should never, ever drink it. So, while a small group swears by it, the official advice is to stay away. But what about the milks that don't come from animals at all? The next option has completely taken over grocery store shelves. Number 6, unhomogenized milk. Often called cream top milk, unhomogenized milk is one of the least processed forms of milk you can buy. Unlike regular milk, it hasn't gone through the homogenization process that breaks fat into tiny particles, so the cream naturally rises to the top of the bottle. Many people prefer it for its richer taste and more traditional texture. Nutritionally, it's very similar to regular whole milk, providing protein, calcium, and healthy fats. However, it still contains lactose, making it unsuitable for those with dairy sensitivities. And while it may seem old-fashioned, the next type of milk takes processing in a completely different direction. Number 7. UHT milk. UHT milk, short for ultra-high temperature milk, is designed for convenience. It's heated to extremely high temperatures for just a few seconds, allowing it to stay shelf-stable for months before opening. That makes it a popular choice in many parts of the world where refrigeration isn't always practical. Nutritionally, UHT milk remains very similar to regular milk, retaining most of its protein and calcium. However, some people notice a slightly cooked or caramelized taste due to the heating process. Convenient? Absolutely. But the next milk on our list has become one of the most controversial choices in modern grocery stores. Number 8. Condensed milk. Let's be clear, this isn't a beverage, it's a dessert ingredient. Think of it as milk that's been boiled down and then pumped full of sugar. That's what gives it that incredibly thick, sweet, syrupy texture. It's used for making pies, sweets, and puddings for a reason. It's basically liquid candy. Pouring this in your coffee or treating it like regular milk is a massive calorie and sugar bomb. It's not just an unhealthy choice, it's in a category of its own. Number 9. Lactose-free milk. For millions of people, regular milk comes with an unpleasant side effect: bloating, gas, and stomach discomfort. That's where lactose-free milk comes in. It's still real cow's milk, but the natural sugar called lactose has already been broken down, making it much easier to digest. Nutritionally, it's almost identical to regular milk, offering the same protein, calcium, and vitamins. The only noticeable difference is that it often tastes slightly sweeter. If dairy upsets your stomach, lactose-free milk can be an excellent alternative. But if you think all milk substitutes are this simple, wait until you see what's inside some popular plant-based options. Number 10. Oat milk. This one is everywhere now, from high-end coffee shops to your local grocery store. Its biggest selling point is its creamy texture, which comes from blending oats with water. But here's what most labels won't tell you. To get that smooth consistency and sweet taste, many brands add significant amounts of sugar and inflammatory oils like rapeseed or sunflower oil. Strip those away, and you're left with starchy water that's low in protein and can cause a major spike in your blood sugar. So, if the creamiest plant milk has these issues, what about the one that's famous for being low calorie? Number 11. Almond milk. This is the one everyone grabs when they're trying to cut calories. On the surface, it makes sense. It's made by simply soaking almonds in water, blending them, and then straining out most of the actual nut material. But that's exactly the problem. What you're left with is mostly just water. It's incredibly low in protein and other natural nutrients. To make up for this, many brands load it up with sugar. Even the unsweetened versions are often fortified with synthetic vitamins to make the nutrition label look better. At the end of the day, you're paying a premium for almond-flavored water. But if nut milks are a nutritional letdown, what about the options made from beans? Number 12. Soy milk. This was the original plant-based alternative, long before oat milk was in every coffee shop. On paper, it actually looks pretty good. It's one of the only plant milks with a protein count that can compete with real dairy milk. But this is where the controversy kicks in. Soy contains plant compounds called phytoestrogens, which can act a lot like the hormone estrogen inside your body. This has raised serious questions about its long-term effects on our hormones. On top of that, most soy milk is highly processed and often contains added sugars and oils to make it taste better. So while the protein is there, the hormonal questions are a big reason many people are starting to avoid it. But if you're looking for a plant-based milk without all that controversy, what's left? The next option is famous for its simple ingredients. Number 13. Coconut milk. This one sounds so natural, right? Just coconut and water. And you've probably heard about its unique fats called MCTs, which some people say your body can burn quickly for energy. But here's the part they don't tell you. Coconut milk is packed with saturated fat. And while it might raise your good cholesterol, research shows it also raises your bad LDL cholesterol, the kind linked to heart issues. And there's another trap. The thick stuff in a can is very different from the beverage in a carton. That carton version is often mostly water and additives, with very little actual coconut, much like the almond milks we talked about. So, if even the most natural-sounding plant milks have these hidden problems, what's left? It turns out one of the simplest and oldest choices might just be the best. Number 14. Rice milk. Rice milk is often marketed as one of the safest options for people with allergies because it's naturally free from dairy, soy, and nuts. It has a mild, slightly sweet flavor that makes it popular in cereals and smoothies. But here's the catch. Rice milk is very low in protein, typically containing less than 1 gram per serving. It's also relatively high in carbohydrates, which can lead to blood sugar spikes compared to other milk alternatives. While it works well for certain dietary needs, it's far from a nutritional powerhouse. So, after diving deep into all these milk options, it's clear. What you see on the carton isn't always the whole story. We uncovered how milks like regular whole milk have less fat than you might assume, while skim milk, though lower in calories, can leave you feeling less satisfied.